Hello and welcome back everyone to our 25th episode of ABAP on Cloud Development on SAP BTP platform. So we were discussing about control structures in which we discussed the if statement, case statement and exception handling. Now there are some more control structures which we are going to discuss here. This will be 25th episode in this journey. We are going to discuss about iterative statements in ABAP on Cloud. Iterative statements in ABAP on Cloud. So what they does, what are these iterations? So iterations are the control structures that defines a block of code which is executed several times. So iterations are control structures which defines a block of code which is to be executed several times. Correct. Here there are three types of iterative statements in ABAP on Cloud. Iterative statements. We can be using them only when we are going to execute a statement multiple times. So suppose we are going to execute a group of statement multiple times, then we are going to need these iterative statements. They are also called looping statements as well, also called looping statements. So we can call them whatever we want and then we can use them. Generally, we have three types of iterative statement. First one is do loop without any or we can call it here with specified number of iterations. Here we will have our specification, like how many times we are going to iterate it. We can have here do integer expression times and then undo, and in between you can write your logic. So you can write here the logic that you want, write down the logic. Second kind of iterative statements can be another looping condition, do loop with a termination based logic, and that you can execute here like this way, do, and in between you are giving a if condition. If any abort condition is there and you want to terminate it, so you can use the same exit, and then you can go for end if, finally undo. That's what it is. Last one is for the internal table. So third, based on the internal table. internal table content. That can be this one as well. What if we the number of records are more than one and we are supposed to print them out or perform any CRUD operation? We can do them. So we can use loop at internal table into the variable where we will be storing each record one by one, and we can write here the logic. So write the logic and loop. These are the major three iterative operations that we can perform. We can use these looping statements for multiple operations, correct? So let's see how we are going to do the implementation of this, all these three things. First one is do loop with specified number of iteration. So what I am going to do is I will start with the very first implementation here. First one is, let's open it. I'll open our class that we are using. Our class here, our data objects class, and I'll remove this code that we have used earlier session. So my first one, do loop with number of times. So say I'm writing here a variable I'm declaring or a constant, so I'm declaring constants c number type integer value 5, and for this constant I'm going to iterate. So do c number of times c number times and end do, and I can print the values out. So I'm just printing it out, right statement, my out, calling out the right method, and then printing out. So I'm writing hello I will activate it out, and you can check. So let's wait for it, and I'll go for run as ABAP application, and you see the output, how many times it is printing? 5 times, correct? Why it is printing 5 times? So we have given the number of iteration. What if I want to print numbers from 1 to 10? So say I'm declaring one variable here, data lv number type integer value 1, and I can simply give here, so number I'm giving 10. This loop will be executed 10 here, and now we can give here the values. So I can use the pipe operator. The value is our c underscore number as an expression I'm writing, and after printing I will just increase the number c number plus equal to 1. There is a problem, sorry, not c number, I will increase the value of my lv number. The value will be increased with each and every iteration of the loop. So what will happen here, the first value of c number we can give, we have given here 1, it will print 1, its value will be increased by 2 to 2, 2 will be printed out. It will come again 3, 4, and up to 10 times it is going to execute. So let's check. I'll activate the code and let's go for run as ABAP application console. So what we are, oh sorry, we have given a wrong here value. We need to print out LV number. Activate it, clear the console, and you go for run as ABAP application console. And now check, we are getting the output 1 to 10. So this is my first kind of iteration, first kind of looping statements with a number of specified iteration. Then if you don't want to give in the number of specified iteration, you can simply remove it. But what you can do, we are supposed to give a termination logic, a condition we are supposed to give. So we can simply give here, if when the value is going to be printed, I can check if my LV underscore num is equal to 11, sorry, is equal to 10, 10 has been printed out. Then we can exit this loop. So exit statement. If the value is 10, then we can exit it. Let's activate it and check. So this is an unconditional loop. It is going to be executed n number of times until this condition will be satisfied. We have not given the number of iteration here. It is going to execute until this condition will be satisfied, and it will then simply print out the value. Correct? Then it will print out the value, right? So I will activate it down. Now I'll go for run as ABAP application console. And now you see it is working till 1 to 10, and after that the value, once it is 10, it is getting logged out and it is coming out of the loop. Third one is looping over the internal table. So let's see this as well. I'll remove whole thing. My looping over the internal table. Internal table. And what we are going to do here is I will declare one internal table, itab type table of integer, and I will declare one variable LV number type integer. Then inside the itab, I'm simply going to append values. So what should I do here is, say I'm having one more variable here, LV output type integer, and I will store the values. So LV num is equal to 1, append it into itab. So LV num to itab. There is a problem. Sorry, there will be space. Underscore will be there. So I'll append these values. So say I'm appending till 5 times, 4, 5. And I'll change these values to 2 and 3, 4, and 5. 5 records will be appended into the internal table. Then we can simply loop over it if we want by using this third kind of iterative statement, loop at my internal table into my declared variable, which is lv output, lv underscore output, and loop, and in between we can print these values. So write statement my out, right, and I will print out this lv output. So now you can go and check. I'll clear it down, I'll activate it. We have added 5 records. We are looping over this internal table. One by one, each record will be appear here in this variable, and then we are printing. So run edge ABAP application console and see 1 to 5 we are getting here as a output without having any problem. We are getting simply 1 to 5 here as a output. That's how easy it is. Correct? Right? So once it is done, we can use these looping statements into different project requirement. We will be seeing them in the upcoming period of time with the RESTful application programming model. So meanwhile, if you have liked the video, please do subscribe our channel. Kindly like the video and share your feedback in the comment section, and I will see you in the next episode. So till then, bye bye.